So welcome back to another FIFA 23 Career Mode video. Today we're talking about some interesting teams you should use in the game. This video should help you if you're struggling to find a team for your save. And we're just going to go through some of the teams here. Some will be my suggestions, some will be from the comment section of part 1 as well. And we'll just see some teams that you should use in Career Mode this year. First up, we've got Grimsby Town, the lowest rated team in the English 4th Division. This team could be perfect for a road to glory where overnight success is not guaranteed. You have a very low budget, so you're going to need to use the youth system very well. And it will also take a while to get this team into the Premier League, I guess, as well. It could be a real challenge for you. Taking a look at their squad, obviously they're a one-star team, 60 attacking, 61 midfield, 61 defending. So don't expect too much straight away. You know, a lot of these players here are just in the 60s, early 60s. On the bench, there's 50s. So it's not going to be a good team to start with, obviously. That's why they're the lowest rated team. But with a few seasons, maybe it might take you the whole 15 seasons. I don't know. You can develop the team. You can work your way through the ranks and try and get a better squad competing in the Premier League and then going for the glory as well. So this is going to be the hardest challenge because you're starting from the bottom of the bottom and you try and get to the top. My next suggestion would be Roma. If you want to play in the Serie A and you want to use a team that can compete for the title, but it's not Inter Milan, Juventus, AC Milan or Napoli, Roma could be for you. I do like the Roma team in real life, and of course I'm following them closely because Jose Mourinho is there as well, but it just seems like with a few good signings you could win Serie A with Roma. Now the only problem with picking this team is that you don't have the official license for the team, which means no club badge, no real kits, no real name, and no official stadium as well, so that might turn you off a little bit. But when you take a look at the squad, you can see that there's some decent guys here. You've got Patricio, you've got Mancini, you've got Smaldini, Ibanez as well, Spinazzola, Matic, I forgot about Matic, Cristante, Karsdorp, Pellegrini, Abraham up front, and Zaniolo, so it's not a bad team. Then on the bench you've got Belotti, El Shaarawy. I remember El Shaarawy like FIFA 13 or something with the 99 pace. You can't forget Dybala is also in the team as well, which is very exciting. You've got Wijnaldum as well there. So decent team, just need a few more signings and stuff, and it's a team that could probably challenge for the Serie A. Now another interesting team you could use is Atalanta, otherwise known as Bergamo Calcio in the game. So Atalanta is a team that's never won the Serie A. They've only won one major trophy, and that was the Coppa Italia in 1963. Obviously, it's been a long time since then. Maybe it's time that you take over, try and get some more trophies under their belt. And at the time of filming, Atalanta is currently second in Serie A, so they're doing alright so far this year. And just a few seasons ago, they were finishing third in the Serie A as well. I believe in 2020, they reached the quarterfinal of the Champions League, so there is some potential there. But just like Roma, the problem with Atalanta is also their licensing, so you're not going to get the official club name, the logo, and also the kits as well. So you can see the kits there, not very good. If we take a look at the team, you can see Muriel and Zapata leading the way. Bit of pace between the two. I reckon you could score some goals between them. Pasalic as well at Cam. Darun Hataboa, Cooper Miners, and then we've got Male or something. I don't know how to pronounce half of these names. At the back, you've got Akoli, Demirel, Taloy, and Muso. Let me see on the bench here, 82. It's not bad. Some substitutes are not very strong though. And we've got some reserves here. Lookman as well there. Zappacosta there. So it's not a bad team. A few more signings could help. And it's a team that, you know, could challenge for Serie A. They've got some potential. Another team is Borussia Dortmund, number 2. This could be a good idea for those people who are looking for that road to glory experience. You start in the 3rd division in Germany, and then you work your way up to the Bundesliga, and you can also try and be better than Borussia Dortmund, number 1. Obviously, that is one of the goals for this series, to be better than that. And if we go back to the 3rd team here, you can see that the ratings for these players did not match the first team that's in the Bundesliga. So that is why Dortmund 2 could be an interesting choice for you to become better than Dortmund 1 and to also win the Bundesliga and stuff. It would be pretty interesting and probably something you could only do in FIFA. Taking a look at the team properly now, we've got 65s and 64s. I don't know anyone in this team, to be honest, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce any of the names here because it will sound ridiculous. We've also got the bench there, 58, 62. Obviously, it's going to take a while to be better than Dortmund number 1. A lot of signings, a lot of training that needs to happen, and you're starting in the 3rd Bundesliga as well. So that could be an interesting choice for you. But there's also a second Bundesliga club here that's similar to Borussia Dortmund number 2, and that is Freiburg number 2 as well. You're going to start in the 3rd Bundesliga in Germany, and then you work your way up to the Bundesliga to be better than this team, the main Freiburg team. So you can see big difference between the two teams there, just like the Dortmund one. But it could be a good challenge, you know. You become better, and then you go and challenge for the Bundesliga as well. You'll have 2 Freiburg teams in the Bundesliga eventually, so I think it's only something you could do in FIFA anyway. Taking a look at their team there, another team that I don't know any of the players, so I'm not going to try and pronounce anyone. But you can see there are a lot of 60s and all that. It's a 3rd Bundesliga team. What do you really expect here? but obviously with a bit of time, new signings, training, and just a bit of time, I guess, they'll become better than Freiburg #1 eventually. Now, one team I personally recommend as well is Spurs. This is an exciting team, but unfortunately in real life, they just can't win the Premier League, and they also can't go for the Champions League. I remember when they came second in the Champions League, they were so close, but then they lost the game. And in the Premier League, they're a good team, just, can't get to that first spot. Maybe you can take over and see what you can do with this team. Obviously, there's not much work that needs to be done besides maybe a few signings that might be better than what you've got already. Up front, you've got Harry Kane leading the way, Son as well on the left, Kulusevski down the right. We've got Royal, we've got Romero, Eric Dyer, Davies, and Perisic. You've got Bentancur and Højbjerg. Richarlison on the bench, Lucas Moura, 88 pace, Bazuma, Skip, Forster, Sessegnon, Lenglet, Doherty, Sanchez, and all that. Now, I did do a FIFA 21 career mode with Spurs, and I had a lot of fun with them. So this is a team that you can have a lot of fun with. And it's a team where you can improve it as well through signings, through training. And it's a team that's going to score you some goals with Son and Kane. So it really is that sort of team that you could pick, have a bit of fun, but also challenge for the titles as well. Next up, we've got AC Milan. This was a team recommended by Amir, who says, I'm a huge fan of Milan, and the objective is to win the Serie A again and bring the Champions League glory back to Milan. Plus, the squad is fun, mixed with young and old players. The main thing with the Milan team would be to win the Champions League again. You've got players like Giroud, Macias, Leo, Benacer, and you've got Hernandez down the left as well. It's a good team. You've got some old players, some young players as well. You can bring in some reinforcements to boost the squad up a little bit more. You just have to try and push for a Champions League trophy with Milan. This one comes from Amir, who also recommended Borussia Dortmund. And the objective is to win the Bundesliga and stop the Bayern Munich dominance, okay? So you can see with this Dortmund team, you're going to have a lot of fun. No Haaland this year, though. But you've got players like Moukoko, Royce, Brandt, Ozkan, Bellingham, Reina, Guerrero. And then we've got Soule, Munier, and Kobel in goals there. You've got Marlon, one of my favourites from FIFA 21, Emre Can. So it's a decent team. Obviously, you could do some signings to boost up the squad a little bit, but foundations are there, and you can push for a Bundesliga, I reckon. So this one comes from LM19, who says, what about Charlton Athletic? Everyone forgets about them, but only a decade and a bit ago, they finished 7th in the Premier League, now finishing in low mid-table of League One. So Charlton Athletic is there. You might want to take over and boost them up a little bit, get them back to the Premier League. Obviously, the quality of the team is lacking. You're going to need to take some time, do some signings, and you know how you do it in career mode. Another team you should consider this year is Liverpool. It's not been a good season so far for Liverpool. Obviously, the team is still fantastic. Like, in real life, they're struggling, but if you play them in career mode, you probably will win the Premier League. You've got Nunes, Salah, Jota, Thiago, Henderson, Fabinho. At the back, Van Dijk as well, Matip. It's a very, very good team. Unfortunately, in real life, it's just not clicking at the moment. So maybe you can take over, have a one-season fun run, I guess, with Liverpool and see what you can do. I'll throw in some other little extra ones here. So Celtic could be a team you want to use. Maybe try and go good in the Champions League or something with them. And then you've got Rangers as well, who are trying to knock off Celtic. So that could be another challenge for you. But don't forget, you've got these rest of world teams that you can throw into any league in the game, I guess. So if you're interested in any of these teams, you can also use them. I don't think you can put the All-Stars and Soccer 8 in, but the rest of the teams can go in. And don't forget, you can also start with a creator club team as well. A lot of people do the 1-star team and then start from the lowest division, go all the way up. You can also do a 4-star, 5-star, whatever you want there. Your squad age can change as well. So if you don't like any of the teams, you're stuck. Just create your own club maybe and see how you go.